Yizzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man, you could tap in or you could tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now you already know time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's. I know they got you out here chasing the bag, chasing that money and chasing that paper, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, big salute to all my day one investors, man. Everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. Yeah, we on our way to the top, well over 50,000 subscribers, and we on our way to 60K, all right? Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, all my new investors, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube. Yours truly, Grown Man Business TV, is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, all right? Now, listen, man, do me a favor. Wipe off your feet before you step into the big house. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time you step foot in the Realest channel on YouTube. Yours truly, Grown Man Business TV, is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, listen, man, I got a lot of people in the DMs right now. Yo, Big G and BTV, what's your perspective on the situation out there in Iran and the whispers of nuclear war? Yo, Big G and BTV, what's your thought process on everything that's going on out there in Iran with the whispers of nuclear war? Now, I got to say, man, first and foremost, absolutely nasty work. It's absolutely nasty work of the whispers of war. But I gotta be, the bearer of bad news. It is no longer a whisper. You understand what I'm saying? It is no longer, ear to ear, what I'm saying, whispers. Right now, these words, these conversations are being spoken out loud. Nuclear war when it comes to the US, Iran, and Israel is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. It is no longer whispers of war. It is being spoken out loud. And one thing's for certain, the narrative being pushed through, these social media websites and these news outlets, the propaganda, the narrative that's being fed to the American people is nasty work. It's absolutely disgusting. And I'm going to tell you something, man. It's an amazing time in American history where we can counter news, Fox News, CNN, Newsmax. We can counter these outlets. It's never been a time like this in American history. It's like, what a time to be alive, where you are in a position to counter the newspaper, the radio, CNN, Fox News, etc., with this independent content creation. You understand what I'm saying? There are no longer whispers of nuclear war. These are right out conversations that are being said out loud. All right? Big salute to the chat. Now, listen, man. We not staying long. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. They definitely watching the channel. They definitely trying to muffle the message. It's definitely an effect. We have an effect on what's going on. Trust me. Like it or love it, they hear me. And because my voice is so powerful, because my voice is more powerful than CNN, it's more powerful than Fox News, my voice is more powerful than DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God playing butt tag on your morning radio every day, right? They definitely working overtime. So before I give you this pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles, right? We gonna do some customizations to the chat. Yeah. If you want to talk to me, you're going to have to sub to the channel. You're going to have to be a member. You're going to have to actually, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to have to engage. It's called engagement. All right? So big salute to the chat, man. Let's get into this. Let's go ahead and make it do what it do. We're not going to waste no time. I'm not going to stay up too late tonight with y'all. Just took an amazing nap. I actually just woke up. And I'm going to go back to sleep. Yeah, I'm not staying up late with y'all tonight. We going to get in. We going to get out like a robbery. You understand what I'm saying? Big salute to the chat. You already know how we giving it up. Hit the like button and all that when you come in here. Don't play around. Hit the like button. Do what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Big salute to the chat. Yeah. I see y'all in here. I see the trolls in here tonight. Let me tell you something about the trolls, right? When you speaking this truth, when you affecting the bottom line, when you exposing the higher ups and the elites, that's when you start getting trolls in the chat. When you're not really making no waves in this algorithm, you're not gonna have trolls. The higher ups and the elites are not gonna, bot your channel. But when you making waves, when you affecting the bottom line, when you exposing the truth, you start seeing stuff like this. So listen, watch this. Watch this. Yeah, you already know, man. Bam, you see that right there at the bottom of the chat. Right there. Right there at the bottom of the chat, right? You see that. Before you get in here with your Twitter fingers trying to bot the channel, trying to troll the channel, using your Twitter fingers all in the comment section, trying to do what you want to do, all the extraness with your Twitter fingers, trying to do the extraness with your Twitter fingers, all the extra Twittering. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and make sure you in tune with the Realest channel on YouTube. Yours truly, Grown Man Business TV, is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Hey, listen, man, you could bot the channel, you control the channel, but you gonna subscribe to the channel. You keep playing, I'm gonna make you get a membership if you want to talk to me. All right? Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Whispers of nuclear war. Now, again, like I told y'all, we are at a time in American history where it is no more whispers of nuclear war. These are conversations being held out loud in public. You understand what I'm saying? On every news outlet, every social media platform, it is no longer whispers of nuclear war. It is full-on conversations. And see, you got to ask yourself, why is there even whispers? Why is there conversations on nuclear war? Well, we're going to have a quick conversation about this because, again, being as though we have this independent content creation, I can counter your favorite news outlets. I can take the truth and counter that with the false narrative that they pushing. You know, in this matrix that we have been participating in and living in, right? It's always been whispers of nuclear war. Nuclear war has always been the elevator music to this matrix. The whispers of nuclear war, right, has always been the background soundtrack to our matrix. I'm talking all the way from the 80s to the 90s to present time. It don't matter how good the economy is. It don't matter how much money, how good we got this matrix flowing, right? In the background, the elevator music is always whispers of war and whispers of nuclear war. And I tell y'all that because, like I said before, right? The higher ups and the elites, they feed off our fear. They feed off our energy. And it's not any energy. They need negative energy. They need fear. They need us stressed out. They need us worrying about something. They need us talking about something. They need us looking over our shoulder. They need us late with our bills. They need us feeling like we behind trying to catch up. They don't really ever want us in a position where we're ahead, where we're comfortable, where we can settle into our purpose, where we can really start to examine the matrix and start to question the matrix. Okay, so it doesn't matter what's going on American soil. Whispers of war and whispers of nuclear war have always been the backdrop, always been the elevator music, always been that same music in the background. For everybody in the DM asking about it, I couldn't wait to tell you that. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. Whispers of war and nuclear war. And that's why, if you notice, right, it's really only the dog fur that are speaking out. It's really only the dog fur that are flustered. They're turning pink. That dog fur is becoming, it's getting sweaty. It's starting to smell like a SPCA in here. It's really only the dog fur that's stepping out of their comfort zone and speaking about war and nuclear war because, subconsciously, they don't even understand that they have been pulling at our energy as well. You don't see nobody like me or nobody with no melanin on this application, right? Stressing about nuclear war, stressing. We not stressing. We might talk about it. We might give you the game on it. We might speak on it, but you don't see me sweaty and stressing and looking worried. I mean, it's always been this way. We've always had this background music of war. War in Afghanistan, war in Iraq, Desert Storm, Vietnam, etc. It's always there. Dog fur having people are up in arms right now when it come to this, because this is what they've always used to keep us off balance. They've always kind of used this narrative to keep us off balance, to keep us worried, to keep us struggling. And now that it's affecting them, they feel like they need to pull the fire alarm. The reason why we are not reacting the way they are reacting is because after you pull the fire alarm 30 times, we ain't really worried about the fire alarm no more. After you cry wolf 30 times, we not coming to your rescue. My whole life, they've been crying wolf. This government, the dog fur having people, Neanderthal Caucasoids, yeah, from the Caucasus Mountains. Every year, they use another situation to cry wolf. Oh, school shootings are at an all-time high. The war on drugs, yes, crack cocaine, fentanyl. Every year, it's another narrative to cry wolf, to have me and my people looking over our shoulders, worried, stressing, right? And they just utilize that energy that we produce. And we have gotten to a point where we don't really, I mean, it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. Nuclear war has always been whispers and background music. If that's what time it is, then that's what time it is. Y'all the only ones sweating. Yeah, that dog fur done got sweaty. You done got pink. Every time I see you, your skin all pink like one of them goddamn hogs out there. Okay? So it's everybody in my DM like, yo, what's going on with this and what's going on with that? What you got to understand is this is the United States of Israel. This is not the United States of America. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner it will all make sense. This is the United States of Israel. And we're going to talk about that. All right, I'm not staying long. I'm going to deliver this download and I'm going to go get right back in my bed and close my eyes and rub my feet together. You understand what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody in the DMs, everybody that's showing love, everybody that's engaging. You know what I mean? Because I don't have to be having these conversations with y'all. I don't really have to do that. But because we are all invested into the truth, it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. We are invested in the truth. We invest our time and our energy in the truth. And it's a beautiful time because for a long time on American soil, we did not have the option of truth. All we had was CNN. All we had was Fox News. All we had was Newsmax. All we had was the newspapers. All we had was, radio, Hollywood, entertainers, celebrities, liars, puppets. This might be the first time in American history that we have an option of a dose of truth. We can find the truth on YouTube within these independent content creators. So take full advantage of it, because I'm going to tell you something. Before we get into these receipts, what you need to understand is the higher-ups and the elites know they're conspiracy theorists on YouTube. They already know they're truth tellers on YouTube. When the time is right, when the pot boils to the top, they will eliminate this application to separate you from the truth. You from the truth. Okay? It is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. You're going to take advantage of this. You're going to make use of this. And then we're going to move forward. All right? So big salute to the chat. Let's get into this first receipt right here. We're not wasting a lot of time, man. It's late night. Like I said, man, I took a beautiful nap. Yeah, I'm an old man. I'm an OG. I'm the old guy. I just look like this. You know what I mean? So I'm not staying up all night with you. Let's get into this receipt. Let's get into this information. And let's call it a day. All right? Big salute to the chat. Hit the like button and all that. Well over 200 in here. Stop lurking in the background. Tap the screen twice. It don't take nothing for you to take your little thumb and tap the screen twice. Don't be a hater your whole life, man. Likes are free. You understand? Hit the like button and all that. Look.
Hours after Iran targeted Israel's largest oil refinery, igniting a fuel tank into a ball of flames. President Trump revealing tonight one of the Iranian officials he says the U.S. has been indirectly communicating with to try and get a deal. The country's hardline Speaker of Parliament, Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, a former general of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. The president posting, "Great progress has been made."
These folks are appearing more reasonable behind the scenes privately in these conversations than perhaps some of the previous leaders who are now no longer on planet Earth.
President Trump giving Iran until April 6th to accept a deal, threatening to, quote, obliterate Iran's power plants and oil wells if it did not agree to terms, including abandoning its nuclear ambitions and reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
The Straits of Hormuz will be open. When this operation is over, it will be open, and it'll be open one way or another.
All as U.S. Central Command says 3,500 additional U.S. troops arrived in the region. President Trump considering deploying potential ground troops.
The Strait of Hormuz is still not open. It's still not open. And, let's talk about this. You got Donald Trump giving Iran until April the 6th. Now, let's make this make sense. First, you had 24 hours to open up the Strait of Hormuz, right? And then you had 48 hours. And then we gave you 5 days. Now you got till April the 6th. Now you got to April the 6th to make a decision. Let me tell you something. That's because America, Donald Trump, the U.S. government is losing. They are getting belt to ass over there in Iran. It is not a good look right now. Oh, great progress has been made behind closed doors. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. There is no great progress being held behind closed doors. Iran does not want peace. They are begging for ground troops. They are begging for you guys to, go over there and become sacrifices for the American government. Come over there and leave in body bags. Okay? All these lies it's the same redundant, Hail Mary play they've been doing for all of these years, and it was easy to get it over on us when we didn't have access to the truth. Yeah, they could tell us, great progress is being made. The whole time, America is getting belt to ass. The same thing happened in the Vietnam War when they had y'all thinking that we was over there doing our thing. And in that bush, them Viet Congs was getting busy. Them Viet Congs was getting busy over there in Vietnam. And that's exactly what's going on right now. You got to ask yourself, you got Donald Trump trying to make peace offerings. I thought you was big, bad Donald J. Trump. All of a sudden, you want peace. See what I'm saying? And you only start reaching for peace. You only start having peace conversations when you getting belt the ass. When they putting hand and feet on you. You understand? When they doing their thing over there, when they getting busy, now all of a sudden it's like, yo, let's make peace. Let's figure this out. And again, let me give you some truth. 9 times out of 10, normally the process is as soon as America says, let's make peace, these countries are begging to make peace. They say, let's do it. Now we got peace talks, ceasefires. When you start talking about peace and it's going good and it's making good progress, the first thing that happens is a ceasefire. Oh, they ain't had no ceasefire in Iran. Because behind closed doors, Iran has already told Trump, we don't want peace. You already attacked us. We do not trust you. We don't want to sit down with you. We don't want to negotiate. There is no peace talk. And what they do, they turn right back around, look the American people in their face and lie to them. Oh, great progress towards peace is happening right now. BS. BS. And because I talk like this is why my channel go in and out, why they try to muffle the message. They try to shadow ban this channel, why it's trolls in the chat. Because I'm going to tell you, America is getting belt to ass as we speak. And instead of telling y'all the truth, The higher ups and the elites, the reptilians, is getting more and more young Americans to go over there to Iran and sacrifice their life on the battlefield, shed blood for America. Oh, they going over there already knowing that, 9 out of 10 of y'all is not making it back. 9 out of 10 of you soldiers going over there right now is going to come back to America in body bags. It's nasty work because they already know you're not going to make it back. Okay? Iran is over there putting in work. Yeah, the Strait of Hormuz is still not open. Think about that. Think about how you go from 24 hours to live, 48 hours to live, 5 days to live, to now you got the April the 6th. Oh, we're going to give you some more time. Just take your time and figure it out, but we're negotiating peace. We don't want to. Imagine you putting belt to ass and they start talking about peace. You say like, nah, I'm good on that. I'm gonna keep putting belt to you. Yeah, I'm gonna keep whooping you. I'm gonna keep stomping you. I don't want peace. Okay? It's nasty work because again, for a long time in American history, we didn't have access to the truth. All we had access is to the lies, the false narratives, and the propaganda that they fed us over and over again, knowing goddamn well 85% of the soldiers going over there is getting smoked, laid out. Now, I'm going to go into another receipt, but I want to go a little bit deeper into this. Why is it that they're so willing to sacrifice the life of young Americans? Why are they so willing to send your kids over there to war? Send your kids to the battlefield to lose their life. You know what I'm saying? Why is that such an easy thing for them to fly aircrafts over there and drop bombs on schools with little girls in it? Why are these people so easily these catastrophic events is so easy? I'm going to go into another receipt, but I want to just refresh your memory. They still got that cannibal instinct. Trooper 69, I see you in the chat, Big Wrenches. Yeah, well over almost 500 people in here. Hit the like button. They still got that cannibal instinct. You understand what I'm saying? That cannibalism that I talk about when it comes to the dog fur, when it comes to the higher ups and the elites, when it comes to the reptilians, that cannibal instinct. They don't mind sending your babies to war, knowing that they're going to come back in body bags because they're going to make use of those bodies. Oh, yeah. They're going to make use of those bodies. America is a country that will willingly go to war just to go and clean up the battlefields, just to go and clean up the dead bodies in those buildings, scavenge the dead bodies out of them schools and off of those battlefields. Oh, yeah. Oh, you forgot about that part. I know. See, again, y'all think it's about, the Strait of Hormuz, and y'all think that it's about oil, and y'all think that it's about China, and y'all think that it's about this, and those do play a strong, they play a strong part in the whole grand scheme of things. You understand? The information they feed y'all plays a part in the grand scheme of things, but it's a lot they don't tell y'all. Oh, yeah, thousands of American bodies will be utilized when they expire on those battlefields. Oh, I got to articulate myself a certain way when I'm talking like this. Yeah, don't let it go over your head or under your bridge. You understand what I'm saying to you? But yeah, they send y'all to war. You expire on the battlefield. You are deleted on the battlefield. And then the American reptilians, the higher ups and the elites, the government, they go right back to those battlefields and they put y'all in body bags. And they can't wait to ship your ass back to America or back to Epstein's Island or wherever, so that they can spirit cook, so that they can feast, so that they can cannibalize. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You got to ask yourself, right? We're going to go to this next receipt. The U.S. government dropped a bomb on a all-girls school out there in Iran with over 150 young girls in that school. What you think they did with all those bodies? What you think they did? You think they had funerals for all 75 of them young girls? When Haiti had that hurricane, when all those catastrophic, natural mother nature, when all those hurricanes and those floods happen in these countries, in these areas, what you think the dog fur people do when they go out there? Oh, we're out here reporting from Haiti. We're out here in New Orleans reporting Hurricane Katrina. What you think they did with all them bodies floating in that water? Yeah. Yeah. This the part they don't really like me talking about, because this is the part that goes over a lot of y'all heads and under y'all bridges. You couldn't fathom the things they do in the grand scheme of war, in the grand scheme of the Epstein files, in the grand scheme of the higher ups and the elites. At the top is called cannibalism. They eating these bodies. But hey, you already know. Hey, this is all for motivational use only. Yeah, you too. I'm thinking, what I'm saying? We just trying to motivate the people on these early morning conversations. Let's get into this next receipt. Big salute to the chat. You heard what I said, though. Yeah, let's talk about this. And I told you, they getting belt the ass out there. Iran is not playing. Iran is not no puppy. Iran is a big dog. Okay? I know they got y'all, America is the greatest military in the world. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Maybe at one time in American history we had that. But these new age dog fur, this dog fur and this new age millennial dog fur, they ain't cut like they grandfathers was. Oh, no. This new age dog fur, they got that pussy. They softer than Dollar Tree cotton. Let's look at this right here. Let's talk. Go talk to this. Look.
House them, you become them. US troops are running out of places to hide, and even Trump didn't see this list coming. From five-star to field lodgings, every American foothold is now a target. Iran warns it will bomb Gulf hotels sheltering US soldiers on the run. Amid escalating tensions and open warfare between the United States and Iran, Tehran has issued a fresh and chilling warning to Washington. Iranian military officials have declared that hotels or facilities housing US soldiers will be treated as legitimate targets in the event of further conflict. In a bold statement, Iran's armed forces spokesperson said, "When all the Americans go into a hotel, that hotel becomes American, signaling that no safe spaces remain for US troops across the region." Abul Fazl Sherkachi said, and I quote, "When all the Americans' forces go into a hotel, then from our perspective that hotel becomes American. Should we just stand by and let the Americans strike us? When we respond, naturally, we have to strike wherever they are," unquote. Iran's military spokesman, Abul Fazl Sherkachi, says Tehran is now closely tracking the movement and deployment of US forces across the entire region. In a recent interview, he claimed that the American military structure in West Asia has collapsed in the shortest possible time, following waves of Iranian attacks on key bases. Sherkachi used the platform to sharply criticize US actions while laying out Iran's strategy for responding to the growing tensions and continued military presence.
Ooh, now we might play that again, right? But I wanna get some context to what you just heard. Well over 800 in the chat. Hit the like button and all that. Stop being a hater your whole life. What you just heard them basically say is that Iran is putting so much belt to ass that American soldiers are running out of places to hide. Literally, American soldiers are being held up in hotels, Motel 6s, Hotel 6s. Yeah, the Economy Lodge. Yeah, they in the Economy Lodge right now out there in Iran because the military bases are being destroyed. These soldiers are literally bombing and destroying military bases out there as we speak. And the military soldiers, American soldiers, are being held up in the Econo Lodge, in the Motel 6s, hiding out. Did you hear Donald Trump tell you that? No. Donald Trump ain't gonna tell you that the soldiers out there are hiding in hotels because they are being, listen, they're being demolished. They are getting belt to ass. And that's what I mean when I say we have an option of truth. Oh, the peace talks are going so good right now. Oh, behind closed doors, we're having conversations about peace. And the whole time, these young soldiers are being obliterated out there in Iran. That's what I mean when I say the false narrative. That's what I mean when I say, the propaganda. That's what I mean when I say the option of truth. Nowhere on CNN, nowhere on Fox News are they going to actually tell you the truth on what's really going on out there. It's nasty work. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But again, right, it's a reason for that. Because if they start telling y'all the truth, then the dog fur gets up in arms. The dog fur get their panties in a bunch. The dog fur start to get real sweaty and clammy and flustered. It don't really affect us. Again, we came up through the crack era. We came up in poverty. We came up in a war zone on American soil. We were trying to go to school, walking through gang culture, trying to make it to work, hoping not to be pulled over by a rogue police officer that might be afraid for his life and take your life. A rogue police officer that might see your beeper or your cell phone or your wallet and mistake it for an AK-47 and send you to the upper room and all that. See, we grew up in this. But the dog fur having people, the Neanderthal, Caucasoid, yeah, the caveman. They've been living such a good life. They've been living the American dream that just the thought of us going to war and losing, it just makes them get out. Yeah, they get anxiety. They get depressed. They get flustered. So it's no way, there is absolutely no way that they could tell the American public the truth. But listen, I don't mind being a bearer of bad news. This is the same Hail Mary play they've been running year after year after year. I'm talking way before I was born. They was running the same play. They was going over there to Vietnam, losing lives and telling the American people we're winning the war in Vietnam. Whoa, God bless America. You know what I'm talking about? God bless America. We are destroying Vietnam. And the whole time, the Viet Cong telling you, hey, get out of here, black man. This ain't your war. Yeah. You saw what they did in that movie, Dead Presidents, right? Chopped his motherfucker. Yeah. Castrated him. Put it in his mouth. You remember that. I never forget it. Okay? So, let's just keep it in the front of our mental Rolodex that there are thousands of American soldiers in hotels right now, hiding out. And word is being spread that, the leaders of the Iranian army in wars, the war generals, they saying if you holding American soldiers, you are American hotel. If you are hiding or sheltering the American soldiers, guess what? Yeah, if you ride with them, you lay with them. Yeah. So now you got hotels kicking American soldiers out, saying y'all can't stay here. Yeah, we don't want the people dropping bombs on us. We don't, yeah. We got to get your ass up out of here. Checkout time is at 11:30. Make sure you're down here early, please. Oh, no, you can't stay late. Yeah, it ain't no extended time. We ain't giving you. Yeah, because we got to get you out of here. The first thing in the morning, we need you out. You got a lot of American soldiers testing positive for marijuana right now. These soldiers are doing any and everything possible to get kicked out of the military. Dishonorable discharge. so that they don't have to remain at war or they don't have to go to war for Donald Trump. Do you hear the news talking about that? Nah. Do you hear these mass media outlets talking about that? Nah. Do you hear social media talking about that? Nah. Yours truly, Grown Man Business TV. Listen, man, thank me later. You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't mind being the bearer of bad news. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Like I said, man, they are putting belt to ass, okay? And because this is going down, because they are doing what they supposed to do, because the Iranians are getting busy, nuclear war is at the tip of your lips. Nuclear war is right there at the tip of your tongue. There's no other way out of this. They don't want peace. Our soldiers is not, they getting belt to ass. The only other option is to drop a nuke. The only other option is to drop a nuclear bomb. Take it to nuclear war. And we talked about this. I've had conversations with y'all about this because I told y'all before the dog fur gives up America, before the dog fur is humiliated on a global scale, they will literally try to destroy this planet. They will literally try to start a reset. They will manufacture a reset button before they are humiliated on a global scale, before the meek inherit the earth. Iran is humiliating America. Hey, listen, they was putting belt to ass so bad that Donald Trump started reaching out to NATO. Yo, we need help, goddammit. Where are they jumping me? Where my people at? I thought we was in this together. NATO like, nah, not this time. Nah, America, not this time. You didn't go about it the right way. You didn't reach out to us. We didn't have a conversation. Yeah, you got to ask yourself. Soon as we get in the midst of this, soon as we get in the midst of battle, all of a sudden we reaching out to NATO because we need help. You know when somebody getting their ass whooped, they think they getting jumped. They thought it was 13 people jumping them. It was only one person. Whoop, yeah, that's what happened. But see, it go over your head and under your bridge because they don't just say that. They use word semantics. They use word semantics. Oh, Donald Trump has reached out to NATO looking for help at the Strait of Hormuz. They didn't say Donald Trump is looking for help because we're getting our ass whooped. We need help. We need NATO. Yeah, we need our homies that jump in. And you got to know something before they let the truth reach American soil on how bad we are being obliterated out there, on how bad we are being beat up in the ring, on how bad it's looking for the American soldiers. They will drop a nuclear bomb, because if we drop a nuclear bomb on them, 9 times out of 10, Russia or China or whoever is going to send a nuclear bomb at us. Yeah, the Great Reset. The Great Reset always happens when, when they lose control. When they lose control of the narrative, when they lose control of power, that reset happens. And for all these years, right, they'll make you believe that, oh, it was a catastrophic event. Oh, it was catastrophic. They wipe out everything, and then they come back out them caves and out the mountains, right? They come back and they rebuild on a rebel in the ashes of the past civilization. They rebuild on it. Same thing over and over. Hence those buildings out there in Chicago, or them buildings out there, in New York City. Those ancient buildings from Tartarian that don't fit the landscape. Hence those buildings, we just build on top of it. Act like that shit never happened. His story. Whoever creates the reset and whoever survives the reset gets to write his story. Oh yeah. Whispers of nuclear war are now conversations out loud. Let's get into this last receipt, man. Big salute to the homie Haas Campbell. I like how he edited this joint up, so I'm gonna use it, and we gon' elaborate on it. But again, whoever creates and survives the reset gets to write his story. And I want you to notice, look at the worry in the eyes of this dog fur right here. Look at the worry. Look at how flustered they are. Look at how they are talking. They're scared. They know. You understand? And we're going to get into this, but I want to remind you, every stone will be overturned. There is no hiding. You got these motherfuckers in the woods. They done got bunkers. They are trying to figure out where to hide. And what you got to understand is when it comes to the Most High, there is nowhere to go. There is nowhere to hide. There is no running from this. And we're going to talk more about that. Big salute to the chat.
Catastrophic escalation that will only result in more bloodshed and further escalate this disastrous war. It is critical that we, the people, have our voices heard. Contact the White House comment line, contact the congressional switchboard, ask for your representative, ask for your senators. Respectfully tell them that we do not support putting any boots on the ground in Iran. This is how we, the people, can have our voices heard. It's critical that we pray for peace, but it's also critical that we work towards peace. Respectfully contact your elected officials and let them know we, the people, do not support this war.
Oh, wow. Okay, here we go.
God bless.
Understand that Iran has destroyed at least 13 bases? The Pentagon is lying to us. Iran hit the Gerald Ford and took it out of commission. They told us about the Gerald Ford that there was a fire in the laundry room. Well, it's being repaired for 2 weeks. You're telling me that the biggest and most sophisticated U.S. carrier, which is the biggest and most expensive class of ships that we have, the Ford class carrier, you're telling me that got taken offline for 2 weeks because of a fire in the laundry room? That's not true. Simultaneously, 13 U.S. bases in Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, elsewhere, Qatar, they have been taken offline. This is more damage to U.S. air bases, I believe, than any point during the Iraq war. These bases have been rendered inoperable. The damage is extensive. They're underreporting the extent of it. And they're actually putting up soldiers now in hotels because they can't stay at the bases. There was an attack at a base in Saudi Arabia that killed 13 people today. There was another attack last week. It took out 5 refueling aircraft. They're allegedly shooting aircraft out of the sky over Iranian or Iraqi airspace. So here's the question. We can't protect the Strait. We can't protect our military bases. We can't protect our floating base, which is the carrier. How are we going to protect an island that's off the coast of Iran? And the coastline of Iran is 600 miles. So you've got 600 miles of coastline from which Iranians are going to be launching fiber optic drones that can't be jammed. Literally have an unspooling fiber optic cable behind it connected to the receiver. How are you going to shoot down hundreds of drones flying at the island? How are you going to shoot down what may be Iran's most precise and advanced missiles that they haven't used yet because they're waiting to exhaust U.S. interceptors? The inevitable conclusion is that this is a suicide mission wherever we do it, whether we do it on Karg Island or whether we do it in the Strait of Hormuz. And they know that. Israel knows that. The United States knows that many soldiers are going to die. 20,000 soldiers are going in. Probably more than that are going to go in the long run. It's not going to be 200,000 yet, but it's going to be more than 20,000. There's a population on the island of 20,000. You don't think they're building IEDs? You don't think they're armed? There's a civilian population of oil workers on the island of 20,000. We're sending 20,000 soldiers in. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of casualties. And they know that. They're telling us that. They're priming the pump. That's why they're reporting it all the time. Why are they telegraphing their moves? Because they're getting the public ready. They do this. They do it all the time. They did it when we withdrew from Afghanistan in 21. They told us this story about ISIS-K and blah, blah, blah. They're doing that now. And they're telling us a lot of Americans are going to die. The Israelis are telling us Americans are going to die, but that's okay. We're okay with that.
We're going to end up using nukes. The United States of Israel is going to end up using nukes. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think that this is going south. We don't hear we're supposed to hear. I think that we're losing way more men than we're losing. I think that this is a disaster, and Trump knows it. And I think that because of the arrogance of both of these men, Trump and Netanyahu, that we're going to do something and we're going to use nukes. Why would we have a problem doing that anyway? Look at Gaza. We funded this genocide. Israel carried it out. Same two countries. So don't be shocked when it happens. I'm like preparing for it. It's horrible.
Israel has announced that they will not be putting boots on the ground in Iran, but Americans will. Where will Israelis be putting boots on the ground? They are going to continue to murder civilians in Gaza, and they're now taking over southern Lebanon. So the Israelis are expanding their own territory while they're letting Americans fight their battle against Iran. I can only imagine that it's because IDF troops, as good as they are at shooting civilians and blowing up residential neighborhoods, don't really want to take on the Iranian military. Anybody sick of this
Now, it's a little bit more I'm going to let go out, but I want to speak to that, right? Think about the triple cross. I always tell y'all, don't get caught looking at the double cross. Always pay attention to the triple cross. You know, the United States of Israel starts a war with Iran. Now, Iran is the country that will obliterate Israel if they keep trying to expand. They keep trying to, you know, whatever they doing over there in Gaza with the Palestine and all of that. And not only that, but they're trying to expand their horizon. They want all of that land. They want all of that territory. And Iran is the one place that's like, nah, and we'll go to war and we gonna get X, Y, and Z. So now here comes Israel reaching to America. We need you to fight that battle. We need you to keep them at bay while we keep doing what we doing over here. We need y'all to go, and it's so crazy because again, it is obvious. It is obvious. That's why it is the United States of Israel. It is not the United States of an America or a republic. It's the United States of Israel. So we at war with Israel. We losing soldiers. We getting ran up in hotels, right? And Israel is saying we not even sending those soldiers over there. We gonna keep doing what we do over here. When y'all keep Iran at bay, y'all keep Iran, you know, y'all keep them busy. Y'all keep them at war so that we can openly destroy and get rid of Palestine and whatever they got going on in Gaza. And then we can broaden our horizons. We could take more territory. The problem is we ain't really fit to go to war with Iran. We ain't got the funds. We ain't got the resources. We ain't really got the soldiers. And we ain't got the capital for real. So all Iran got to do is really just wait us out real quick. Let us lose a little bit of steam and really decimate. But I wanted to kind of elaborate and just give some context to that part of the receipt right there. Y'all got a the issue is is Israel and Iran. That's y'all business. What Israel is doing over there, whatever they got going over there, that's their business. You know, I don't really get into the war on Palestine and the genocide of Palestine and Palestinian babies. I don't really talk about that because we had our own genocide right here on American soil. And those Palestinians didn't protest when they was feeding our babies to the alligators. They didn't protest when we was being hung from trees, when we was being, assassinated by police officers. You know, them people over there in Gaza or whatever they got going on over there, they wasn't concerned when we was in slavery and when we was being taken advantage of and when we was being robbed and we was being slaved and we was being massacred. So whatever they got going over there, if you ask me, ain't none of our business. That's their business. The problem is Israel is cowards, just like the dog fur. They got that cowardly heart that I'm talking about. They got that cowardly heart that I always mention. They cowards. So instead of just going heads up with Iran and losing, they reach out. They grab America. They use them Epstein files as leverage. Oh, listen, Epstein been at work for a long time, my G. He been getting American politicians, American presidents, the American government on tape, on camera, compromised for years. Years. Oh, man, I'm talking a long time. All the way to the point where America has to do what Israel says or face exposure. And I ain't talking about being compromised with underage people. It's deeper than that. That cannibalistic activity I talk about, that's what they really trying to hide. They don't want you to know the extent of this cannibal activity. So anything Israel asks, they have to do. Do this make sense? They don't want you to know about, McDonald's and Wendy's and Taco Bell and your ground beef and your Chinese restaurants and your they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know how McDonald's sold over 2 billion hamburgers. It ain't even enough cows. Where the fuck you getting that goddamn meat from? It ain't enough cows for that. You go to a McDonald's and look at them golden arches. Right at the bottom, it says 2 billion served. 2 billion. That ain't adding up. How many goddamn cows? How did you do that? Oh, yeah. It's all in them Epstein files. All right. So Israel ain't even putting boots on the ground. And again, respectfully, if you notice, I don't speak about what they got to go. I always felt like whatever these people is doing in their country is their business. If we spent as much time on American infrastructure as we do worried about what they got in their country and what they got in Afghanistan, what they got in Iraq, what they got in Iran, what they got here, what they got there, we would be the superpower we supposed to be. But we spend so much time in everybody else's business. I told you a long time ago, if the dog fur minded their business, the world would be an amazing place. Yeah, if dog fur, Neanderthal, Caucasoid people would just mind the business that pay them, mind their own business, and leave other people to let them do what they want to do. I don't give a damn what they doing in Israel and Iran, and I don't give a damn. Do what, that's not none of my business. Just like the slave trade over here wasn't none of their business. Just like when the slave master was going into them slave quarters with them beautiful melanated women, it wasn't none of y'all, it wasn't none of their business. They didn't ask about that. When the slave master was buck breaking the most powerfulest men right in front of everybody, they didn't ask about that. It wasn't none of their business. Big salute to the chat, man. I can't give it to you no other way. I'm gonna let this receipt play out, and then we gonna close out. Hit the like, man. Hit the like button. Well over 600 people in here. It's a lot of y'all playing the background. You know what I'm saying? Remixing the content and all that. You think I don't notice that you be remixing the content? You think I can't tell you done watch my whole live stream and then you done went and did your pre-recorded video? Like you ain't remixing my content? At least hit the like button. Motherfucking hater. At least hit the goddamn like button. Look, talk to the people, my G. Look!
We are one bad decision away from watching the whole sky catch fire. A UN delegate, Mohammed Safa, just walked away from his post, burned down his entire career to warn the world. We are getting too close to a nuclear war. Think about that. A man sitting inside the machine, he took a look around. What he saw coming and what he said is, I'm out. People need to hear this. That's not politics. That's a distress flare. And while that flare is still burning, the people with their hands on the buttons are talking like this is manageable, like it's strategy, like it's just another move in a game. It's not. There is no clean version of nuclear war. You don't control it, you unleash it, and then it owns everything. Fire, fallout, generations erased over a decision they never made. And what should scare all of us isn't just the weapons, it's how calm they sound. Like this is normal. Like we didn't already see how this story ends. We know exactly how it ends. So I'll say it plain. Article 2, Section 4 needs to be invoked in the United States. Get this orange out along with all of his minions. And as I'm always saying, this is not politics. This is survival. We need adults in the room, not 80-year-old toddlers with dementia. Before somebody makes a call, the rest of us can never take back. Because if this goes sideways, we can't fix this. No cleanup, no rewind, just silence where everything used to be. So how close to the edge do we have to get before someone finally pulls us back? And that, my friends, is the truth.
Big salute to him. Now I wanna kind of close out with this. He said some good stuff right there, and he spoke to. And before I get into that, hit the like button, right? And salute to Trooper 69, Fly Gemini. Salute to the real wrenches. You know what I'm saying? I always got some wrenches playing the cut. You got to understand something, man. What these people are doing is on purpose. They know what's going on. They know if they curse in the chat. They know how to play with the channel. You know what I'm saying? And they report the channel. And then these live streams, these powerful messages end up getting cut short in X, Y, and Z because in the background, the higher ups and the elites are working overtime. They are working overtime to muffle the message. Listen, I ain't just saying this shit because it sound good. I know it sound like some hip hop shit. I know it sound like I'm rapping and tapping. You know what I'm saying? I be saying stuff, yo. The higher ups and the elites are always trying to muffle the message. The higher ups and the elites are always trying to shadow ban the channel. The higher ups and the elites understand that Grown Man Business TV is an absolute threat to the establishment. And not only am I a threat to the establishment, but the revolution will be televised right here in these YouTube streets. I know it sound good, but it's the truth. I just make it sound good. So salute the Fly Gemini, salute the Trooper 69 for checking that. You know what I'm saying? I saw that in the chat. And yeah, hey, you might get more than timed out. You know what I'm saying? We at a point right now with this channel, we are not playing. We are not playing with the babies, with the kids, with the trolls. All right? Now, to what this guy is saying, right? He's speaking to how close we are to nuclear war and how it is alarming that the higher ups and the elites are so calm about it. How they speak so so calmly about the reset, right? Like it's a natural thing, like it's a normal thing. And see, I wanted to speak to that. Again, every time there's one of these crazy resets, it is because of an agenda. It is somebody pushing a button. Somebody's losing control. These higher ups are losing control. The people are waking up and they need to reset to gain and regain control, right? The issue with this particular reset, the issue with this particular time is that we have access to the truth. And with this access to the truth, right? Even dog fur having people is saying, nah, we ain't trying to go back to goddamn caveman times. We ain't trying to go back to goddamn horses and buggies. We ain't trying to go back we ain't trying to go back. We ain't trying to go back to being a goddamn caveman all in the name of power, all in the name of holding on to some type of hierarchy, because that's all that happens. The reset comes, these certain higher ups in the elites, they resurface and they re-civilize, and then they refeed us the same technology bits by bit. Oh, we've created the motor. No more horses and carries. We're going to drive cars. All of this shit has been over and over. It's all been done over and over again. The only difference between this time and all those other times is the information is available. The information is available. I could literally get on my platform and talk to 1,000 people at one time. I can literally get on my platform and reach 450 people at one time, and we all know the truth. And then y'all spread the truth, and then they spread the truth. In due time, we all got a bits and pieces of the truth. And the truth is, this is either going to reset or we're going to be able to push to the next level. What's the next level? The next level eliminates the higher ups and the elites. The next level of consciousness, the higher ups and the elites cannot achieve. Listen. The next level of consciousness eliminates the reptilians. They can't go. They can't elevate to the next level of consciousness. So we are all seeing what's happening. We are mostly all against it. And they will create a reset before they let us reach Christ consciousness. Now we're going to get biblical before we get out of here. Christ consciousness. That's why they feed you that food. That's why they poison the air. That's why it's fluoride in the water, because all that stuff do is it holds you back from Christ's consciousness. They got you arguing about if Jesus really walked. They got you arguing about if it was a real situation or if it was a fake situation. They got you trying to figure out what religion, all the while understanding that Christ is the consciousness, and we all have access to it, especially melanated, especially us. We have access to a Christ consciousness. Oh, whispers of war, nuclear war, oil, all these distractions to distract you from the Christ, the God body that's in you, the discernment, the voice that's in you. That voice is connected to God consciousness. Every time you go against it, you lose. You know that, right? You know that every time that voice tell you to do something and you don't do it, you lose, right? Every time that voice say, nah, I think you should stay in the house, and you say, nah, I'm gonna go out anyway, something happened, you end up locked up, you end up fucked up. At the end of the day, every civilization before us has connected and entered into Christ's consciousness. How you think them pyramids was built? Why you think that nobody right now can explain half of the shit we finding on Earth? How did they build these structures with these hard ass rocks? How did they build these big ass buildings with the architect? The architectural goddamn minds. We can't even build buildings like them buildings they done. You know, all that goddamn artwork, all the stone and the masonry work and all of that. That's Christ consciousness. That's an environment where you ain't going to work. You following your purpose. That Christ consciousness. When you touch it, you get to live to 190 years old, 200 years old, 280 years old. That shit is all possible when you connect. So every time we get in the midst of that consciousness, all of a sudden, it's a nuclear war. All of a sudden, it's a catastrophic event. All of a sudden. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You feel me? Look. Homie right here, every one of these dog fur having Neanderthal, Caucasoid, Caucasus Mountain people that just spoke in this receipt, I bet money 9 out of 10 of them voted for Trump. I did a short recently, right? That's been going pretty viral right now. It's my last short that I did. You can go check it out. Where I'm asking a question, where I'm saying, where is all the Trump supporters at when it's time to go to war? You know, instead of sending these babies to war, instead of sending these young adults that just wanted to go to college, that just wanted to go into the military, that just wanted to have good health insurance and, you know, free schooling, right? That's why they went into the military. Instead of sending these young adults to college, we need to send all the Trump supporters. When the last time you seen a goddamn MAGA hat? Huh? When the last, bro, where are all the MAGA hats at? We ain't seen a MAGA hat. I ain't seen a red hat in the last year or two. Where are all the MAGA hats? Whoever voted for Trump, they need to go to war. They need to be drafted. They need to be enlisted. And this particular short is doing numbers, it's going viral, and it's got a lot of people asking, yo, what? I believe all the Trump supporters should be at war right now. If we can find out that you voted for Trump, because I believe all of these white people voted for Trump. Oh, we need to get the orange man out of the office. You put the orange man in the office. You voted for him. If we find a video with your ass wearing a MAGA hat, we going to draft. You getting drafted into the military. If we find a video with you on the stage talking about some, I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. Arriba. Your ass going to war. We sending your ass to goddamn Iran. Yeah, you're going to be holed up in one of those Motel 6s out there in Iran. I don't know where the confusion is at. It's a lot of people, yo, why you, what? If your ass had a where's all, listen, let me tell you something. They hiding them MAGA hats the same way they was hiding them Ku Klux Klan hoods. Oh, it's that cowardly heart of the dog fur. The same way they hid those Klan hoods is the same way they hiding those MAGA hats. And we ain't seen a god. When the last time you seen a Ku Klux Klan hood? It been a long time. When the last time you seen a MAGA hat? It been a long time. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, that's what I want to make sure that we don't let that go over our heads and under our bridges. I don't care what happens. I don't care if they go to war, if they don't go to war. I don't care if they find peace or they don't find peace. One thing we not going to let them forget is the cowardly heart that they got. How they was out there talking about MAGA this and MAGA that and make America great again. And then when it's time to make America great again, we ain't seen a goddamn MAGA hat. I ain't seen where. I've been looking on you. I've been searching the net. Oh, I've been looking and for MAGA. When it's time to make America great again, you cowardly dog-fur Caucasoid Neanderthals, y'all get missing. Y'all get to hiding. Y'all cowards. Donald Trump is a coward. His family is cowards. His grandfather ran away from war. Man, listen, do I got the receipt? Hold on real quick. Let me see if I got. Yeah. These people come from cowardly ways. They come from cowardly ways, my G. You know, and again, I just wanted to speak to that. Where's all the dog fur having Neanderthals? Where's all the Caucasoids? Where's all the MAGA hat? Where's all the MAGA supporters at when it's draft time? Yeah, I wanted to throw that out there. I wanted to make sure y'all know that I see y'all in the chat. I see y'all in the comment section. I see y'all in my DMs, right? I see y'all. I see y'all. But it's deep. It get wicked, and it's always deep in the rap. So I'm gonna play one more receipt, right? And I want y'all to listen to the history of your president, Donald Trump. I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to listen to the bloodline that he comes from so you can understand exactly why there is no MAGA hats when it's time to go to war. And we're going to close out with that. All right, big salute. Hit the like button. I told y'all, hit that like button. I should have well over 200 likes in here. This goddamn work I'm putting in 4 in the morning. And you playing with the like button and all that. Talk to the people, sweetheart. Look!
Donald Trump has spent years telling us who belongs in this country and who doesn't.
Here we go. Here we go. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. They don't want me to give y'all this game. I'm gonna try to make it work though. It just let me know I'm doing the right thing. It just let me know I'm on the right path and I'm making this thing work. I'm making it jump. I'm making it do what it do. When they play with these numbers and they play, come on, man. My motherfucking internet is on tilt. Hold on real quick. Let me see if it came back. However, I was gonna show y'all something, man, but it looked like they playing with the chat. It's 4 in the morning. That was a good one, man. That was a real good one. We're not gonna stay much longer. I'm about to get up out of here. But again, just understand that every civilization, right, reaches Christ consciousness. And once we get close or we reach Christ consciousness, there is a big and a great reset. You know, we look at the Tartarian, buildings and the whole nation that they had, and you ask yourself, how did they lose that? How did they go extinct? What happened? A great reset. And see, it gets deeper than a dog fur when it come to that, because you got to ask yourself, right? It's like the Tower of Babel, right? If you know about the book, we're gonna get biblical a little bit. We're gonna get up out of here. You know, the Tower of Babel, right? Let's not waste time and argue if this really happened or if this really didn't happen, if it physically really took place or if it didn't, right? Let's pull the lesson from the Tower of Babel, right? Tower of Babel, everybody spoke the same language. We all worked together. We all had Christ consciousness. We were living to 800, 900 years old. We understood what we was here for. We understood. You understand, the Most High. And because we had reached Christ consciousness and we understood exactly what the purpose was, we as a people built a tower reaching into the heavens. You understand? Because we felt the God consciousness. We felt the God body. We knew we were made in the image of. And because of that, the God in us told us to build a tower to enter the heavens. And as soon as we built that tower and we entered and we gained access to the heavens through the Tower of Babel, the Most High, or, you know, whatever you want to call that universal energy, came down, knocked the tower down, right? Mixed up all of our languages so we could not work together. Scattered everybody all across the globe so that we wouldn't all be in one place at one time, putting our minds together to reach the heavens. You understand? And again, the trick is to get you to argue about if that really happened or if it didn't happen. But what I understand is it's deeper than if it happened or not. The actual lesson and the message and the madness is when we all come together, when we all figure out that we are not supposed to be working for lights and paying for gas and paying for electricity and being taxed and all this bullshit, when we really figure that out and then we put our minds together and we create and reach Christ consciousness, there is no higher up, there is no fucking elite, there is no reptilian, there is none of that that can stop us, that can control us, that can chain us, that can shackle us. You understand? And if we put our minds together, boy, when you look at those monuments and those structures and that architectural dialect that is our history, you understand. It's a reason why we all speak another language. It's a reason why we are all separated. It's a reason why as human or, you know, the first man, even with mankind, we can't really gel as one to really take over this globe. It's no way. But with this beautiful globe, right? All these people can think about is war. With all of this resource, with the ocean, we ain't even discovered over 5% of the ocean. We don't know what's in our oceans. With everything we could be doing on the face of this planet, all they could think about is war. Because what's more scarier than whatever's in them oceans? What's more scarier than whatever's in this earth? What's more scarier than anything in the unknown is Christ consciousness. Us actually achieving that. That is the only thing they fear. That is the number one fear is us tapping in to the Christ consciousness. All right. With that being said, it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. It's always been whispers of war. We not scared of that, man. Drop the bomb. Do what the fuck you got to do. Hurry up and do it. Yeah, hurry up and do what you got to do. Because with the truth, it ain't going to be so easy for y'all to reset and then just come back. It ain't going to be so easy for y'all to reset this matrix and then come back and create a new matrix and penny feed us information and penny feed us technology. With all this information we got now, it's going to be people that are going to remember that you motherfuckers are cannibals. You can hit the reset button today because I know you in the chat and I know you watching. You can hit the reset button right now and I guarantee you there will be people that resurface that remember y'all was on the Epstein files and what y'all was doing on those Epstein files. We have reached a time in this universe in American history that the reset ain't even guaranteed. Oh shit, did you hear me? Did you catch that? The reset is not even guaranteed. The reset always been a guaranteed, yeah, that's a motherfucking ace in the hole right there. That's a get out of jail free card. You reset the whole matrix. When people start to come out them caves, they can't even remember. Y'all can now create a narrative. Y'all can create his story. Oh, we started to build on American soil and we had rocks that we turned into wheels and then we created fire and we bullshit. This is the first time that even if y'all hit the recycle button, there are going to be people that come out those caves and say, y'all remember the Epstein files 100 years ago? There were these Epstein files where, yes, where the reptilians were eating people and they were sexually assaulting babies. I mean, it was, yeah, I think I remember it was this guy called Epstein. I don't know why I'm having downloads about a man by the name of Epstein, and he was a terrible man, and the the whole world was compromised. Do you remember Epstein? Y'all ain't gonna be able to just come back with a George Washington story. Yeah, we not gonna want to hear that. It's not happening. So just understand, they would have already hit the reset button if they thought it was going to be that easy. We would have dropped a nuclear bomb 5 years ago if they thought it was going to be that easy. They are coming to the realization that this is uncharted territory. This is a time, and this is a place in the matrix that we have never been to. They have never been to. The information, yeah, the time of information. They talk about it in that good book. I think it was Daniel. I think it was Daniel that told the story of dreams he was given, downloads that he was given, where he went into the future and he saw, he saw statues. He called them statues, but they were robots. It was AI. He said he saw statues and the people gave the statues life. And then the statues spoke to the people arrogantly. This is in a good book. This is the truth. Back in his day, they didn't have the word robots. So he said statues is what he saw. In his day, they didn't have the word AI technology. So he said that they gave the statues life. That's what we have done with this AI. We have given robots consciousness. And then he said that those same statues began to speak arrogantly to the people. Yeah, we are in uncharted territories, but I'm going to leave y'all with this. It's only uncharted because they don't believe in the truth. They have manipulated the Bible. They have manipulated the truth. So it's only uncharted territory because they don't know I am. They don't know. But if you know, then you know this is what it is. This is why you don't see no stress in this melanin. Yeah, you don't see no stress in this melanin. You don't see me, the end of the world is, you don't see that. Yeah, you don't see that. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Because I know the truth. When you speak the truth, you lose contracts. Look at the homie that just got dropped from the Chicago Bulls for speaking against Babylon, for speaking against the LBG 123, for saying the name, for speaking. You can't speak like that amongst the reptilians and then expect them to give you a contract for 100 million. Don't work like that. I'm gonna do a whole live stream on homie. I can't think of his name. Levy, something like that. The young boy that just got waived by the Chicago Bulls. I'm gonna do a whole live stream on that. But again, the truth is the truth. And if you get biblical, if you open up your third eye, it's all right there in front of you. All right? Big salute to the chat, man. Listen, appreciate y'all rocking with me. I'm about to lay it down. Listen, man, I'm an OG. I'm an old guy. I just look like this. So I'm exhausted. I took a nap earlier. Just getting my energy back, man, and woke up. And now I'm gonna go back to sleep. All right. Big salute to the chat. Fly Gemini, see you in here. Trooper 69, appreciate y'all, man. We gotta definitely Fly Gemini, I gave you that wrench, for you to do exactly what you're doing. Trooper 69, everybody that got wrenches is because they gonna hold the chat down. Once you start to gain momentum, once you start getting some motion, you need soldiers. You know what I mean? You need soldiers. And the chat is a dangerous place with this YouTube. It's what I figured out. It's a lot of people that'll hit the subscribe button just to get in the chat. There's a lot of people that sit back in the background, listen to the content, remix the content, then report the channel. Listen to me. Motherfuckers will literally sit there, listen to you give up this game, play the background, hit the report button 5 or 6, 7, 8 times, and then you goddamn, they talking about your internet went out. Nah, your internet ain't go out. This motherfucker ain't like the video, but they reporting the channel. Jaden, yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy. We're gonna talk about him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna like I said, the wrenches, you know, I learned from that. I learned the hard way from that. So if you playing in the chat, you know, you get a couple of times to like make yourself known, because when you gonna expose yourself. That's why I talk about them Twitter fingers. Everybody in the chat using your Twitter fingers, doing the Twittering. Yeah, because the more you get the Twittering with them fingers, the more you get to exposing yourself, and them blue wrenches is gonna see you. They're gonna peep you. And it ain't gonna take long for you to have you're gonna have to create a whole nother channel, man. You know what I mean? Or you gonna have to play the background and just watch. Yeah, them Twitter fingers get you caught every time. Them Twitter fingers expose you every time, respectfully. So salute to my wrenches, man. You know, we on our way to 100K, easy money, right? You know, I'm gonna speak to homie. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about the dude, and you know, I'm gonna connect the dots like none other. Y'all already know I'm gonna connect the dots differently. My perspective is like none other. And you know, I feel like, you know, he should have just been more strategic about what he's doing. Like, you already in the league, you already in bed with these people, you like a top draft pick, you know, you about to get a lot of money. I understand that you don't like what they represent, but being as though you're in the industry, you should have already known what you was getting your hands in when you get into the NBA. It's people making a lot of money. They don't talk about nothing. They don't stand on nothing. They don't represent nothing. They have no backbone, but they got $500 million. You understand? So I don't know what made you think that you was going to be able to go in there and speak like that, and they was going to just keep you on the team. You know, strategically, I would have told you, get your money, and then, you know, set yourself up right and make sure you in position, you know. But again, the more I look into homie, his wife got the dog fur. I'm always looking at niggas sideways, especially like super rich black men that's married to a full-blown dog fur Neanderthal cock. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's already was a red flag for me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm talking she full-blown dog fur too. It ain't even no goddamn, I mean, she motherfucking Becky. Yeah, Becky with the good dog fur. He married to one of those. So I ain't really got, you know, I ain't got the same sympathy that everybody else got. I'm a speak to you like a grown man. And you know, you made your bed. You gotta sleep, you know, do your thing. Stand on your business. If you really mean what you said and said what you mean, then this shit, stand on this. Don't get to crying now. Why would these reptilians give you another they all in bed together. They all get down with the get down. These motherfucking these basketball owners and these dudes that own basketball teams, they all be at Diddy parties, sliding and swimming in baby oil. They all get down with the LBG shit behind closed doors. They probably was eyeballing you in the locker room. They thought you was down with the get down. But they was gonna break you in. Yeah. They had plans on breaking your ass in. Yeah. And then you go on social media and you get to talking against that motherfucking baby oil. Oh, we got to get rid of you. Oh, Jaden, we was gonna break your ass in. We was gonna, them little dreadlocks, you and your old lady was gonna come to one of these parties. You think they ain't eyeballing you, motherfucker? You ever thought you never thought it was weird, all them football players and basketball players just be walking around those goddamn gyms, all those locker rooms, butt ass naked in the showers and shit. Y'all never thought about that? Y'all never thought to yourself one time, like, why would these rich ass basketball players need to shower all in the same big ass shower together with all that money? You know, I be done got in my car and just drove to my mansion. I take a shower at the house. I'm not about to be swinging cocks with you niggas. I don't care how sweaty I am. I'll put a towel on my seat in the Range Rover and I get in my Range Rover and I drive to the house. But for some reason, so you think they wasn't eyeballing your ass in that goddamn bathroom, Jaden, with your that motherfucking water trickling down your back? Them boy, you think them motherfucking reptilians ain't seen your ass glistening? You think they ain't had talks amongst league owners and team owners? You think they ain't already had talks about busting your back out? And then you get out here and you tell the people that you ain't with it and you don't like it and Jesus is the way and the Bible this, and now all of a sudden you a righteous man when they done had plans on you. Yeah, they was gonna break you in. They was gonna break you in, brother. Oh yeah, I ain't little Boosie. I know what the truth is. Now all of a sudden you got a problem with the motherfucking rainbow. You got a problem with the coalition. You got a problem with Pride Month, knowing goddamn well that's what they represent. Yeah, game over. What you gonna go to another team? Huh? Huh? You think they don't have Christmas dinner together? You think they ain't talking about you? Oh, that goddamn stud. What's his name? Jaden? Oh, he was a stud. Yeah, man, we seen what happened with the guy Jaden. You know, we're not gonna offer him anything. And I don't think any of you guys should offer. He's trouble. He's a troublemaker. Oh, we had plans to blow his back out, and he went out there to social media and told the people. Told the goddamn, yeah, he done told the business to the peoples. Nobody, we blackballing him out the industry. Get his ass out of here before we end up. Yeah, they gonna blackball you. You can't goddamn, they don't, no, nigga. No. You know how many rainbow coalitions is on your team that play for the goddamn Chicago Bulls? Yeah, they doing a lot of, listen to me. It's a lot going on in that locker room, man. All them goddamn towers, these big ass motherfucking Clydesdales, these motherfucking Clydesdales, they walking around that goddamn locker room with these little white towers on. Y'all never thought that was weird? I'm talking 50 grown ass men. Big diesel steroid taking. I'm talking Arnold Schwarzenegger. These motherfucker built like goddamn Warren Sapp and all that. Yeah, Lawrence Taylor, nigga. Tom Brady. White boy look like Tom Brady. Walking around that bitch buck ass naked day to everybody. Yeah, pretty, that motherfucker pretty like Tom Brady. Motherfucking dog fur clipped up all nice and neat. Yeah, Randall Cunningham. John goddamn Michael Vick. Charles Oakley, motherfucker, walking around that bitch butt ass naked. Why is they so adamant about being butt ass? Why is they doing this? And they do it right in front of us. Right after the game, they go into the goddamn locker room. Everybody got towels on and nothing else. Everybody ain't got nothing but a towel on. You notice that? If you don't want to be down with the get down, then yeah, you can't get in the industry. The basketball ain't for you, nigga. The NFL, Hollywood, the music industry, all these industries is ran by the same reptilians. And they either gonna cook you and eat you, or they gonna buck you and eat you. They gonna figure out a way to eat you. Yeah. What door do you want to go through? Do you want to go through the cannibal door? Do you want to go through the sacrifice door? Or do you want them to put your ass, yeah, they gonna eat you on a casting couch. Put your big Clydesdale, your big, yeah, you motherfucker, yeah, the motherfucker, you 6'9", big guy, 260 pounds, nigga. The little white man don't want to do nothing but goddamn, yeah, that little white man wants you. He done had all kind of motherfucking thoughts about you. Oh, Jaden, we just signed him to a 5-year deal. $250 million. Oh, I can't wait to give him that money. These motherfuckers they like Oscar De La Hoya. These league owners and team owners is like Oscar De La Hoya. Behind closed doors, they got fishnet and high heel stockings on. Like Oscar De La Hoya. Behind closed door, they get your motherfucking ass in one of them. Yeah, they get your ass in one of them master suites, and they come out the back. The motherfucker got 6-inch heels on, fish nets, and goddamn lingerie on for you. Yeah, yeah, motherfucker, yeah. That's just because I know y'all watching. I don't mind telling the truth. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, give him a contract, man. Get your motherfucker. Yeah, let me tell you something, Jaden. Let me give you some advice. Go get your CDLs, nigga. Oh, go to the DMV tomorrow and get your motherfucking CDL, because your ass ain't about to play no more basketball. Oh, your basketball is over. It's over. Go get your truck driving. Go get you some trucks, nigga. Take your money and go get you a CDL license and get you some trucks. And yeah, time for you to get on the road, nigga. Yeah, time for your ass to get on the road with me. You want to ride trucks? Yeah, we got all kind of goddamn positions for you, nigga. But the NBA ain't where you about to be at. It's over. It's all game over, nigga. It's time to get your CDL license. Yeah, get your goddamn CDL. You got to get your motherfucking CDLs, nigga. You ain't about to play no basketball. Oh, we put you in the G League then. Hey, we gonna put you in the G League, nigga, with Bronny James then. You put your ass in, yeah, you, Bronny James, yeah, Bruiser, all you little nigga, we gonna put your ass in the G League, send your ass around and give you another chance. But if they give you another chance, Jaden, oh, you gonna have to, yeah, you gonna be popping pussy. All those niggas in the goddamn gym with towels on. And then you got the nerve to talk against the Rainbow Coalition. Pride. You think them motherfuckers ain't in them goddamn locker rooms eating? Yeah, you think they ain't eating dick in them locker rooms? You think them football players, those linebackers, those defenses are ends, your power forwards, your centers, your shooting guard and your point guard and your moving forwards. You think they ain't? You think they ain't in them locker rooms taking them goddamn towels off behind closed doors? You think that ain't what they do? Yes, that's what they doing. Your favorite NBA player, $500 million. They in that motherfucker butt ass naked in that shower. Oh yes, they in the shower. 13 of them niggas in there, butt ass naked, washing up, sharing soap. Yeah, 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 yeah. Big ass linebacker. He in the goddamn shower. 13 of them niggas. They sharing soap with each other. You think them goddamn league owners ain't got cameras in them bathrooms? You think them league owners ain't got cameras in them showers like P. Diddy? Your big ass in the shower sharing soap. They watching you. They got the camera on you. They sharing. Look at this guy. Look at, whoo, Jesus. That motherfucker, I got him from goddamn Oregon State. Yeah, I bought that boy right here from Oregon State. And yeah, he was at Oregon State. Gave his ass about $4-5 million on a 2-year contract. We got him from 2 years. Look at him sharing soap. Him and Lawrence Teller, they sharing soap. Oh, that boy right there, he came from Purdue. We went all wrong goddamn down there to Purdue and gave him some money, him and his mama. Now look, he wanted it. That was his dream to come to the league. And got this nigga right here down there from Notre Dame. He was playing for Notre Dame. Boy right here played for Notre Dame right here. All you niggas in, they got cameras in them showers with your motherfucking ass sharing soap, nigga. All right, I ain't gonna say nothing else, man. They gonna be done goddamn took me out. Yeah, got that boy right here from Miami, man. He was at the big U, the University of Miami. Now, this boy right here is fast, boy. That boy right there, fast as lightning. Oh, built like a goddamn Clydesdale. Yes, sir. That boy right there is built like a Clydesdale horse. He's like a Clydesdale horse. The motherfucker watching, yeah. Oh, it's mandatory. We need you guys to take a shower before you leave. After the game, just be sure to take a shower in them big showers in there and before you guys leave We don't want you smelling and stinking. You know, it's mandatory. We need you to, yes. Don't leave the stadium until you get in that shower. Till you get in that shower over there. You don't mind if we got a big facility for you. You don't mind getting in that shower right there, do you? If you don't mind. You don't mind if you just, getting up in that motherfucking, up. Yeah, it's in the contract. We put it in the fine print for you. You got to take a shower in these showers right here. All you nigga linemen, all you nigga power forwards. We need all the power forwards and all the shooting guards. We need you to. Big salute to the chat, man. All right. You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You already know. You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slug. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Yeah. I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoating nothing. We not dressing nothing up. I'm only here to give you this game straight raw, my G. Pure dope. All right. Whispers of war. Whispers of nuclear war. It's always been elevator music to our matrix. It's always been a background soundtrack to our life. No matter what's been going on, no matter how good the economy is, whispers of war have always been around. We are at a time now where there are no longer whispers of war. It is a full-blown conversation being spoken out loud. Either way, right? Nuclear war, whispers of war are all just pebbles that lead up to the big reset. The big reset is necessary to stop us from reaching Christ consciousness, from stopping us from reaching such a high level of consciousness that it ain't a reptilian, it ain't a dog fur having Caucasoid Neanderthal that could even fathom this level of reality. Everything that's been done to us, everything that is just being done in a whole is becoming obvious. It's obvious now why. Why are they putting fluoride in the water? Why are they poisoning the air? Why is it chemtrails? Why is it so hard for them to just make real food with real, real vitamins and real, electrolytes and real things that could, take us to the next level? Why is it so hard for them to do that? Because they know that too much of that pushes us into another level of consciousness that they can't go to. They can't access. They can't access that level of consciousness that will unlock with this melanin. They can't access that. That's why they got that dog fur. That's why it smells like a golden retriever, because it's like an animalistic. It's like bestiality. It's like a level of consciousness that keeps them in a caveman mentality. Even dressed up in a suit and tie, it's still a caveman reality. With a suit and tie, with all the money, all you can think of is blowing something up. All you can think of is stealing, robbing, pillaging, raping. All you can think of is poison. See, it's a prehistoric mindset. But they have to work overtime with this mindset and all of these distractions just to keep us in bondage, just to keep us from going to that next level. Why do they hate black people so much? Well, we are God's chosen people. And because we are God's chosen people, we have access to a Christ consciousness. We have access to a realm they can't even fathom. Okay? So, are there whispers of war? There's always been whispers of war. It's a reason why the dog fur looks worried and this melanin ain't got a crease in it. It's a reason why this melanin ain't got a, you don't see no stress. You might, yeah, I'm an old man. I was asleep, but that's about it. You don't see black people running around scared to death. You don't see, we still traveling, we still on vacation. We doing all kind of wild shit, you know what I'm saying? On every level of melanated people, you see us just still doing whatever it is that we want to do. Because we subconsciously know it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. This is the time that our ancestors dreamed about. They had lucid dreams about this time where a reset wouldn't even matter. Where we could be living in luxury. You reset this motherfucker, it'll be 100,000 people come out the mountains that remember them Epstein files, and y'all will try to restart a government and they'll burn that shit down. They won't even let y'all get started. They'll remember what the dog fur did the last time we reached a level of technology. We reached a level of consciousness that we were right on the brink of the next level. We are right on the brink of Christ consciousness. We are right there. Y'all don't feel it? Y'all don't feel that something ain't right, something has changed? We are right there at the point where either humanity is going to elevate or it is going to crumble. Think about it. They so worried about war. We could have this shit like the Jetsons, but they worried about nuclear bombs because there is no way. They can't escape the firmament. They can't escape this place. They trapped here. They came down here, did all what they did down here, and they trapped here. The firmament above as is well below. There's nowhere to go. There's no trip to Mars, my nigga. There's no trip to Saturn, my nigga. There is not a cave that you can hide. There is not a bunker that you can hide. This is not that. Yeah, we're going to go to Mars and shut your dumb ass up. Ain't no motherfucking, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Shut your silly ass up. It ain't happening. Respectfully, all right? So listen, man. And I'm gonna do a whole live stream on the boy Jaden. I'm gonna talk to you. I gave you a little sample, but I'm gonna talk more to you, brother. Yeah, man, shit. Go get your goddamn seat. Go get your goddamn plumbing certificate. You get start a plumbing business, man. Go get your go get your goddamn electrician certification, man. You know? All right? We're gonna talk more about that. Big salute to the wrenches, Fly Gemini, Trooper 69. Is what it is and it'll be what it is. Big salute to everybody that's in the chat. Make sure y'all hit them like buttons when y'all in here. Make sure y'all hit the like button before y'all leave. And make sure you got your notifications on for the Realest channel on YouTube. Yours truly, Grown Man Business TV. All right, so you already know. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now, listen, man. You can tap in, you can tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in.